Danielle reached into her bag and pulled out a thick folder. She set it on the table with a quiet thud. "This," she said, "is what I've dealt with since day one." The folder contained everything: printed emails showing her ideas dismissed or credited to others, time-stamped reports proving she'd met deadlines she was accused of missing, security footage stills of repeated badge checks while her colleagues walked past unchallenged. And there was more: detailed notes on every subtle and overt act of bias, documented with precision. Whitmore's jaw tightened. Lydia shifted in her chair, her face pale. The client's voice cut in again, colder now. "Mr. Whitmore, you have a serious problem here." Whitmore started to speak, but Danielle's phone buzzed. She glanced down. A name flashed across the screen, a name that would change everything. And with that, the real fight began. Danielle's phone buzzed again. Same name. Same urgency. She glanced at the caller ID, and for the first time all morning, the corners of her mouth twitched into something resembling a smile. She tapped the screen and answered on speaker. "Danielle Carter?" The voice was crisp, professional, and unmistakable to those who knew the industry. "This is Margaret Liu, Senior Investigative Correspondent for Financial Truth Weekly. I understand you're in the middle of a client crisis meeting." The room froze. Financial Truth Weekly wasn't just a magazine. It was the one outlet every major firm feared. The one that had taken down 2 hedge fund CEOs and exposed an insider trading ring just last year. Whitmore's eyes narrowed. "Ms. Liu, this is an internal matter." "Actually," Margaret cut in, "it became external the moment a certain audio file hit my desk this morning. A file in which you, Mr. Whitmore, tell a young black woman that people like her get overwhelmed and should work at smaller firms." A collective intake of breath swept the room. Lydia shifted uncomfortably. The junior analysts avoided eye contact. Danielle sat completely still, letting the weight of the words settle like dust on a deserted street. Margaret continued, her voice razor-sharp. "We've also received documentation of repeated discriminatory incidents, along with video evidence from your own lobby security cameras. We're running a feature on systemic bias in elite finance firms, and, well, this is looking like the opening story." Whitmore's carefully constructed composure began to crack. "This is a breach of confidentiality." "It's not," Margaret interrupted smoothly. "It's whistleblowing. And unless I'm mistaken, retaliation against whistleblowers is a federal offense." The conference room door opened suddenly. One of the executive assistants, cheeks flushed, eyes wide, hurried in and handed Whitmore a folded piece of paper. He scanned it and his face went completely still. Danielle didn't need to read it to know what it said. News travels fast at the top. The client, the $200 million account, had already sent a written notice to the board demanding immediate investigation into workplace discrimination.